Machismo, and now I'm here to clarify for anyone who's confused, which is literally everybody, about the differences between feminism, misandry, machismo, and misogyny. So, every time I wear my I am a feminist shirt, I literally always get down with a dude. Some dude comes up to me and starts talking shit to me. So, from what I understand, there's a lot of people, men and women, who don't respect, appreciate, or put down feminism because there's been so much backlash toward feminism. There's a lot of confusion on what a feminist is about, what they stand for, and whether or not they are just man haters. So, let me clarify for you beautiful, beautiful people, because I love you guys so much. And I don't want any of my friends to stay ignorant, Feminism is the belief that women and men should have equal rights.
Look, I did it!
Period. Good job, Papa.
I got something purple, Mom.
Oh, good job, baby.
Actually, there's found a purple, like a rainbow.
Good job, Papacito. So, there is a misunderstanding that feminists, 1, hate men, 2, are crazy radical women, 3, they just want to take men down, and 4 are just annoying. So this is interesting about that. There's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot of things going on. So let's clarify. Feminists don't hate men. Misandrists hate men. Misandry is the belief that men are less than, they are lower than women, and they are less value, and they're not as important, and you hate men, and they're full of bullshit, you never trust them, and all that good stuff. Like, men are just pieces of shit. That's what misandry is. Misandry. So, misandry is not feminism. Feminism is the belief that men and women deserve to be treated equally, which means paying, like, what really shocks me, I grew up in the machismo culture. I grew up in that the man takes care of the woman, pays for everything, and the woman cleans the house, she takes care of the kids, and all that good Mexican, Latino, Hispanic stuff. The issue with that is that as I grew up in America. And in America, that's not the way it is. In America, men and women are believed to work and clean the house. Both of them. Because it's so expensive to live here, you need both. So let's say I get a job as a cashier, right? I get a job as a cashier. I was a cashier for many years. I was a cashier at Kmart. I was a cashier at 2 grocery stores. I've had a lot of jobs. So I get paid, at the time, I was getting paid $7 an hour, right? Because I was minimum wage and I was 15. So $7 an hour, 15 years ago. Now let's say a guy named Josh gets hired after me. This guy gets paid, instead of $7, he gets paid $7.50. Automatically. He doesn't have more experience than me. He hasn't worked as a cashier before. He has the same skill set as me, both English and Spanish. Yet he got paid 50 cents more. Why is that? Why did he get paid more than me? Because he's a man. Ooh, Papa, all the blues.
There's so many blue.
Ooh. Because he's a man, he got paid more than me. And that is not equal. pay. That is not having equal pay. Everyone should be working and getting paid the same amount of money. Okay? The same amount for the same job. If I was an architect and I'm a woman, because architecture is so male dominated, I'm not going to get paid as much because I'm a woman. Okay? For people who feel like, what? That's not true. No, it's true.
I got 7
it's
crayons.
true.
7 crayons.
There is a
7.
Yes, Papa. Yes, I know, Papa. There is plenty of studies that show that every year. The gender gap is called a gender gap, and it's getting less and less. Ryan, yeah, I'm making a video. There is less and less of that. Like little by little, there's less of a gender gap, but a gender gap is real. The gender gap is real. Also, what's real is a product gap. If you try to buy a woman razor compared to a male razor, the woman razor is more expensive. The man razor is not as expensive. Look, go to the store and check it out. I'm so serious. This is not bullshit. Tampons, there is a tampon tax. And it's like, there's not why is there a tax on products we need naturally as women? I don't want to bleed out every month, but I have to. So I have to use these products. But why are you taxing me on that? You shouldn't be taxing me on that. So, there's a lot of issues around that too. For example, the idea of abortion, right? The abortion idea of that only blames the woman. But the issue is, if the man never came in the woman, she wouldn't have gotten pregnant. So why isn't there blame shift on the man? Just because the woman accepted him for sex doesn't mean she accepted him coming in her. Okay, just because I'm having sex doesn't mean I want to get pregnant. The only time I wanted to get pregnant is when I actually got pregnant with Orion. Every other time I made it very clear, don't come in me, we're wearing a condom, I don't want to get pregnant. Very clear. Just because I'm having sex doesn't mean I want to get pregnant. And just because we're having sex doesn't mean that should be just on me. That's both. Takes both people to get pregnant. So the idea of that it's only the woman's fault is very misogynist. Misandry, hating men. Misogynist, hating women. So,
Mom, behind you.
Yes, I know, Papa. They're playing. Misogynists have it's the same issue, but against women. It's people who hate women. And there can be a lot of, go play, Papa, go play. There can be a lot of women and men who hate women. There's a lot of men and women there's a lot of women who don't want to see women like grow. They don't want to see women become more. And there's a lot of men that it benefits them for women to be put down. It benefits them more than women to be raised up. Not only that, when you're a person in power, you don't want to lose your power, right? So if men are in power, they don't want to lose their power to women. So here come these feminists. These feminists that really were up and coming like in the 50s, 60s, became a real thing in the 70s. And within this range of feminists, there were women that were misandrist. There were women who hated men and used the label feminist to propel that. So I'm a woman that hates men, but I'm also a feminist. I'm a feminist because I hate men. See, that's two different ideas. And then I could say, oh, I'm a feminist. I don't hate men. I love men. Men are great. I just want to have the same rights as men. I just want to have the same amount of insurance as a man. I want the same product price as a man. I want to get paid as much as a man because I value as much as a man. Actually, women are multitaskers too. If anything, we do the job better. But why can't we get paid the same? That's my problem. That's the issue. So there's different concepts. Feminism, women who believe in equal rights for both men and women, and men can be feminists too. And then there's misandrist, which is people who hate men. There is misogynist, people who hate women. There is machismo, the culture where men are more dominated in the culture, in the jobs, in the work field, in the businesses. So in that way, it messes up the perception of what you have for women if you grew up machismo. And that's literally how I grew up. I grew up thinking that women were less. I grew up thinking that I was never going to amount to the stuff a man would. I grew up thinking that there were always going to be something to stop me from being what I wanted to be. And what's really annoying was that even though I grew up with my dad, he had 2 daughters, he had 5 sisters. When I started to expand my business and be more than just a massage therapist, he literally told me, why don't you just stay in your lane? You're a massage therapist, stay there. And I'm like, I don't want to just stay as a massage therapist. You didn't just stay as an accountant. You never just stayed as a worker. So why do I have to stay as a massage therapist? So that perception is so deeply ingrained, it made my own dad, in a way, a misogynist by not liking, hating on me for trying to succeed. My own dad, my parent. You would think that your parents want to see you succeed. You would think that your parents want to see you do better than they did. And even though he stressed school, 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 when it came to work, 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 he's like, oh, stay in your place. How does that make sense? So you wanted me to go to school to stay in my place? Why did you talk about school so much if you didn't want me to better myself for a better future? And that's where things get misconstrued. And that's how deep it is. And the idea of feminism, people really think, oh my God, that's horrible. How dare you be a feminist? Why? Because I believe in equal rights. Because of feminists, women are allowed to even have their own business. Papa, go. Women are allowed to choose to divorce a man. Before that, we weren't even able to get divorced. If the dude didn't want to get divorced, we weren't able to get divorced. We weren't able to vote. Baby, I'm talking. Orion, go over there. I'm talking. All moms know. We weren't even able to do anything. We weren't able to drive, have a driver's license. We weren't able to, imagine not being able to drive anywhere. Pick up your kids. How are you going to get your kids? The bus? We weren't able to do, and a lot of places are still struggling with this. And little by little, I see the world and I see women fighting and I see them, striving for more rights. And the U.S. has come a long way. And, one of the issues too, my dad says, like, why do you have to go to Women's March? What is there to fight for? And I was like, just because we've made marks, like we're able to vote, we're able to have business, we're able to divorce, we're able to purchase things on our own, like contracts, like car, like me getting my car, my 2020 car last year, I wouldn't even have been able to get my own car. Like you would have to need a man to get a car back then. So we have to understand that being a feminist and having feminists around actually gets you more rights as a woman. It gets you more rights. And if you're a man and you want to be an ally for your niece, for your cousin, for your sister, for your mom, everybody has a mom. Everybody on this earth has a mom. You weren't born without a mom. If you want more rights for your mom, you should be a feminist. Proud feminist. There's only rights, even domestic abuse, because of feminists. They fight for us. All of us. They fought for us. and they still fight for us. And now I fight for you. I'm a prenatal advocate. I advocate for prenatal care and hospitalization industry. I want women to know you have a right during your birth. You have a right to know what to do, not do, what's happening, and how to handle your birth the way you want. And that's my message for today. Here's Orion to say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Please make sure to follow, subscribe to my YouTube. You can email the Teal Mermaid at Yahoo. Like, share, comment, all that good stuff. If you're still confused about feminist, misandry, and misogynist and machismo, please look it up for yourself. For some reason, there's a lot of confusion about information nowadays, and we need to look it up yourself. So if you don't believe a dictionary, I don't know what to tell you. But have a good day.